Hi, good morning. This is a reflection on lesson 327 in A Course in Miracles, and the title is I Need But Call and You Will Answer Me. Capital Y and You. I need only call and you will answer me. And it talks about how there's the word faith shows up in this, and that you're not abandoned, and it's all about just asking for help. And what came to me in this lesson, I'm going to change of scenery here, get comfy, is the way I felt it in my own life, where whatever God is, there's this humility. I want to say that word because that came up for me of like, I don't need to do anything alone. I don't need to resist calling for help, for my fierce independence or whatever. There's this like feeling of all I have to do is ask for help and it will arrive. And and that might take the form of prayer, it might take the form of calling a friend, it might take any form. So just grounding it down in reality is like, if you still want to layer God into it, and this idea of the whole book, which is miracles happen and humans give miracles to each other, is I ask another human for help and that human helps me. And it might be if this idea of God is in play, God is acting through the other person to maybe open their heart enough to like give the help, opening my heart enough to ask for help. So, but even without the concept of God, it's just like humans, we love helping each other, don't we? We get that feel good feeling when we can help somebody who's in need. And all we want to do is be asked for help, right? Like, talk about with my parents, even. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on with you. Like, ask for help, because they don't want to bother people. We all don't want to bother each other. And we talked about that whole unburdening thing in a different lesson, so I won't go there. Where this also took me back to that sense of humility is like feeling like I have to do everything alone. That's kind of the way I was brought up, and it's played through my adult life, like feeling like I have to do everything alone, to the point where that's just my baseline assumption that I don't even think about anymore. So it doesn't even occur to me to ask for help. Like, oh, maybe there's an answer here I'm not considering. Maybe there's a different perspective. Maybe there's an easier way. Maybe there are resources that I didn't even know existed. So it's like that hubris of like, I think I know everything, even if I don't feel like an egotistical person, like, oh, I know it all. There's still that lack of humility. There can be a lack of humility without being considered an egotistical person or narcissist or whatever other word. So, but there could be a lack of humility that says, like, the humility would say, hey, you may not know everything that's best for you. There may be other things out there that are not in your awareness, right? How to become open to them is to soften and to bring in that sense of humility, like, yeah, maybe I don't know everything that's available for me. There could be so many. We talked about blind spots, right, the other day. To me, that's also ties in with blind spots. Is like, well, I think I know myself so well, I couldn't possibly understand, even consider what might also help me in my own journey. It's like, it's a blind spot. It's like I have this deep felt sense that I know myself, and then something confronts me that tells me, oh, you may not. And then it's like, bam, wow, that was there the whole time. I didn't even see it. It was a blind spot. So there's a lot of avenues for this lesson of like, just ask for help and it will come. And there was one other thing. Hold on, I gotta pause so I can remember what it is. Okay, yeah, now I remember. This trusting in the universe that it will work out even better than you could have possibly planned. But the thing is, you have to take the first step. That's what came to me. It's like, as soon as, I swear, there's like, I'm personifying the universe, but just for funsies, is like, it's just like taking care of everything, but you feel neglected. And it's like, I wish I could do blah, 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 or whatever. And the universe is just waiting for you to take the first step. Like, it wants to show you're invested in this. It wants to show a little bit of commitment. Just like the first baby step. And then the universe is like, oh, now I notice you. And it'll light up the next step or two so you can like follow the signs, follow the path. And so I'm personifying the universe, but I feel like there's an energy there. That's how things work. That's how this idea of manifestation works. It's like, you got to at least take the first baby step, whatever that is, right? Like an action that then like it somehow infuses this idea of intention and commitment and just like all those things that, because the universe is out there taking care of people who are showing that they're like, yeah, I want this, I'm committed, let's do this. And then it's like, here you go, here's more help. And so what came to me was that I heard somebody talk about this painting a while back, and it really resonated with me. And it's Michelangelo's Creation of Man, Creation of Adam, Creation of Man. It's the one where they're on clouds and God is leaning toward the human, holding out a finger, like really like leaning in to the human from a little bit up higher than the human. And the human's laying back on their cloud going, just sort of like, whatever. But God's like leaning in, really like, whoop. And the man is just like laxy, like very limp wristed, like just not really invested. And it really just struck me that is like, how did Michelangelo capture, I'm getting all the chills, this thing we have with this universe, this God, whatever you want to call it, where it's like, yeah, I say I'm committed, I say I'm invested, I say I have faith, in something greater than myself. But I'm just sort of like, only when it suits me, or I'm not quite really all the way believing that it's a force in the universe that I can trust in. But God's sitting there like, dude, I've come so far. You just have to bridge the gap that much. And if your wrist was like a little more invested in this motion, you don't even have to reach where you just like lift your finger just a hair more and like prove, like take that baby step in trust and faith and like humility in what might be in that gap if you were to just reach out a little bit more. And God is right there to meet you, right? And because in the painting, God's all in. It's like, but he personifying God. In the picture, he's depicted as a man in the painting. So, like, God can't do it for you. There's still that little bit of oomph needed from humanity to reach a little further toward God. And man, I am not a religious SOB, but when that person described the painting to me, and they didn't go into that much detail, but I took it the rest of the way about what it felt to me, was just like, holy crap. Now I see it. And that painting never resonated with me before. I'm just like, I don't really, whatever. And never thought too deeply about it. And then when I really see it in that light, I'm like, man, he really summed up the way modern humans, just not everybody, of course, really treat the desire and the motivation and that commitment, investment, whatever you want to call it, in faith and trust to just reach a little bit more. It's kind of like that, oh, I don't know, but I'm going to ask for help. I'm just going to boop, that little feels like I'll ask for help. And I'm going to trust that help will come. And it's just like, I swear, the way the universe works. It's like I'm going to bring in enough humility to realize, to like maybe think, hey, I may not have all my own answers. So let me just reach out beyond my limited human self, whether mentally, emotionally, whatever reaching out means to you, to say, I am open, I'm a little bit curious. I may have actually even hit my rock bottom. I've exhausted all my own energy of thinking I know everything. That's what I think rock bottom really is that an energy has been exhausted. And I know I can't do it myself. So I'm open. There's an opening that happens in the exhaustion. And it's like when an energy burns up, and it's like a dissipation of all that, and then it creates an opening, and then the finger reaches out and goes, boop, help me. So yeah, a lot of different things came up in this lesson, but that for me was the biggest one of like, I don't even again remember what the title was, but that creation of man, is that what it is? I pulled up the image right before this, and maybe it's still in my browser. I feel like I should probably credit that. The creation of Adam. You knew what I was talking about. You're on the other side of that video going, creation of Adam, dummy. Thank you. So lesson 327, I need but call and you will answer me. That was the title. And that is like, this is not the call, but when they reach, that feels like the call, and God's right there to answer. The universe is right there to like make it happen. Oh man, I keep getting all the chills with this one. I just love it. Well, I love art, and I love like the symbolism, and it just like hits different, hits deeper, than just words. So thanks. Bye.